Hello everyone, I'm Leo Ding, one of the founders of Red Cat Motion Studio. We produce creative stories with animation. With an online course, you can make similar shorts like this. Welcome to my motion graphics.
I don't know why you think that you could help me when you couldn't get by yourself.
Up next, we'll be finishing this tutorial. We'll transition from scene 1 to scene 2, which is from I don't know why to you think that. If you observe carefully, you can see that in my sample, I have raised the sea level, prompting the boat to turn into the car. The car appears along with its many parts, such as wheels, windows, or headlights, as well as the dog and the character falling down. In the background, there is the city, and we have the Vincom, the technical buildings also appears. Okay, let's start. If you look to the time slider, you can see that we have a lot of layers to control, which makes it hard for us to manage the time slider. As I have shared, we need to pre-comb all these layers. Here in the background, there is no need to, but we have to pre-comb everything related to the characters. As you can see, by naming layers carefully, I can easily identify the layers I want to control, like smoke, wheels, or headlights. I select all those. These layers are all related to our characters, so I will cut them and paste them into main character. Back to the main. Now it's easier to manage. Here I will start working on our transition. I will select the C surface. It's labeled C here. You can see that the C here is just a layer, a vector file. I want to make it rise up, so I will need to convert it to shape layer so that I can easily work with it. I will right click, select create shapes from vector layer. I remove this as I don't really need it. At the 2-second mark, I will press U. Press it twice and you will see all the properties of this C layer. I click on stopwatch of the path and drag it back for a few frames, like this. I will make the C level go down first. In animation, there is a principle called anticipation, which means that when you carry out an action, you first need to wind up for it. Here it is the same. I will make the C surface fall down first, like this winding up, and then it will bounce up very quickly up to here. The C rise up and then return to its original position. So I will copy the first keyframe and copy it to here. I will have to adjust the main slider a bit. Hold the control key while dragging the slider and you can hear the soundtrack. Right at this moment will be the C returning to its original position. Here I have to adjust the timing of the anticipation as well as the rising action. I want it to anticipate, then quickly bounce up and finally land down. I will copy this third keyframe, where after rising up, the C will stay up there for a few frames and then it land down. The same is applied to our boat as well as the text. There are many ways to do this. For example, we can parent it to the null, or we can manually move it. Here I will do it manually. I select our main character and the don't know why text, then press P and keyframe its position corresponding to the keyframe of the C. I drag to its second keyframe and I adjust the position. The C level only drops a little. As for the main character of the boat, I slightly move it down. The text I don't know why, I also slightly move it down. This doesn't require too much accuracy, and then everything will rise up. The text "I don't know why" will rise up here. As for the boat, we won't have to do anything with it, because I will go into its comp and rotate it to morph into the car later. And when the boat is pushed up, the sun and the two clouds are also pushed up at the same time. I select the sun, press P, and click to create a position keyframe. Drag it back a frame or two, and then go to here and move it up very quickly. The same with the clouds. The cloud is here, so I create two keyframes at this moment. Move up a bit, and here we drag them up as well. If you move the layer but no keyframe was created, then you can try adjusting the parameter directly to make it easier. I delete two keyframes at the end. You may notice that two keyframes at the beginning was created to make the clouds move from left to right. I span the duration for the whole 5 seconds, but for the transitions, we won't need this anymore. After creating all the keyframes, you have a motion like this. But here we don't have the smoothness yet, as we haven't applied easy ease to it. But I need to check the timing a bit. With the previous clip I shared with you, I feel that the Y is a bit behind. Right this moment, the Y must appear, but here it hasn't turned up yet. So I go into the column of no Y to adjust it a bit. I will make it appear sooner. So for the Y to appear sooner, the no must also show up earlier. I will drag it forward a bit. You should always perform the step of checking the timing of our motion to make sure everything is in sync. Back to the main comp. Here I have a motion that goes according to the timing of the song. As for the keyframe of the C, the text "I don't know why" and the boat, I will select all the keyframes on this side and move them a bit to the right, in order to make the anticipation last longer. And then it bounces up. And don't forget to make the text "I don't know why" stay still when it goes down here, as you can see if we solo it. This keyframe is supposed to be right at this position, but here it goes all the way to the bottom and then moves up. It is because the movement line of "I don't know why" is a curve. It's set to bezier, so we need to adjust it. I select the whole 3 keyframes, right click, choose keyframe interpolation, and go to spatial interpolation. Auto bezier I set to linear. Click OK, and then our movement will be linear as we want. It no longer goes down and then rise up, as if we are moving in a curved line instead of a straight line. If you face this situation, you can simply select this 3 position, right click, select keyframe interpolation, and set this spatial interpolation to linear. Okay, I will display the C as well as the main character. Likewise, I will right click, select keyframe interpolation, and set to linear. I select all the keyframe, right click, choose keyframe assistant, and select easy ease. Go into the graph, I select all the points at the bottom and drag it inwards like this. After finishing, let's see if our motion is smooth enough. Much smoother. Alright. Next, I won't forget to apply easy ease to the clouds and the sun Only when the sea rises to the position of the sun in the cloud does this cloud bounce up. So I have to adjust this keyframe a bit, bounce up here. At the same time our sun will bounce up. Like this. And the clouds as well. Let's see. Okay. We have just nearly finished this step. Now the sea level needs to drop. When it falls down, it doesn't seem very smooth, so I select these two keyframes, watch their movement paths. I will also curve the graph. It's much smoother. So we have just completed the transition for our background. Now we'll make the background of the city appear. There will be lots of great tricks and I'll share them with you. I'll make the Vincom appear. And then the city. All of these are in the background. Hide them all. Alright, I'll move Windows, Vincom, Bitexco and City to stay behind the sea. When the sea level drops, they will appear. Vincom and Bitexco will stay behind this city. I'll make Vincom and Bitexco appears first. Here is one of the tricks that I have shared with you before, is that the anchor point will greatly affect our motion. Here it is the same. I will move the anchor point of Bitexco to the bottom. I will move it beyond. Likewise with Vincom. When the sea level drops to around this position, I will make these two rise up. I select Vincom, Bitexco, press P, create keyframe at position like this, and drag it back to about half a second. And right this point, I move them below. Up next, I will select these two layers and press R for rotation, while holding Shift P to see the position keyframe as well. First, I will tilt it randomly like this. Then at around here, I will rotate it back. Drag it up a bit. I will keep tilting it. These are just some randomness, some random motions. These motions currently look terrible, really weird. But don't worry, as we have got this script. I'll copy this whole script into the rotation and position property. You see that even when we apply this code, our motion is still pretty horrid. Therefore, we'll need to tweak it a bit. Let's start with this Vincom. Hide the Bitexco. When the Vincom reaches here, move it up a bit. I will position it here. At this point, its rotation will be minus 11.6 degree. To this side, I will tilt it to about 9.2 and then return to its original parameter. I will also select the 3 keyframe at the position, select keyframe interpolation and set to linear. Let's see. Much better. But it's still pretty fast, so I need to readjust the script a bit. In this script, the amplification is at 0.2, I will set to 0.05. Frequency is 3, I will set to 4. I will copy all and paste them into this rotation. A lot better. It was because the previous script had too much amplification. We'll do the same to Bitexco. We'll readjust a bit. A little higher. And then it lands. We will see, select these 3 keyframes. Select keyframe interpolation to linear. And I will copy the script that we have adjusted into here. We have two motions like this. I also fix the rotation of bitextgo a bit. Drag the keyframe. You can move them randomly. No need to follow any formula as long as we achieve the motion we want. I will trim these layers at this mark if you want it to appear here. Let's watch again with the C. Exactly as I want. Now we only have the city left. City is similar to bitextgo and Vincom as well. I will copy all the properties of bitextgo and press U to reveal the rotation property. I copy all the rotation property. I don't copy the position property because if I do so, the current position of the city will be affected. With the city, I press R. I click rotation and copy like this. We have a motion like this. Only one thing I don't like is that when the city rotates, this part is cut away. So when we watch our video, it will be really weird. There's another way to resolve this, is that we convert to shape layer and we will lengthen it. Here I will undo the previous action. I select city, right click, choose create shape from vector layer. I will do the same with windows. Later I will tell you why. Okay, having finished, we delete these two. If you watch my sample again, you can see that our buildings have windows. Currently, there is none. We simply need to go to the city outlines and toggle switches mode to reveal all attributions. A track mode I set to alpha inverted, and right away you have these windows. A really great trick, and if you want to animate these windows from scratch, which is scaling up, you can totally do so. First of all, I will undo the previous action. I will only display the window outlines, and I will animate these little windows. Perhaps in a sample we don't see it, but I still want to teach you these little tricks on this occasion. I display its content. Here we have many groups. We have up to 40 groups. I will first animate group 1. Each group will have its own transform, like I have told you in the shape layer tutorial. Here it has a scale property. Alright, where is this group? It's over this side. You can see that everything is small. I will also create a scale keyframe and drag it back to about 2 frames. Here I set to 0. You can see that the windows appear like this. I also use this script to make it appear. Ctrl C, hold Alt and click on the stopwatch and paste it. And then you have the window appears like this. You can see that it pops up quite fast, so that you can adjust the parameter just like I've previously done. Set it to 0.05. I'll select 2 keyframes that I have made the window pop up. At the same time, I'll select the remaining groups from 2 to 40 and press Ctrl V. One annoying thing with After Effects is that if you have just done that, then the position of all the groups will be the same as group 1. There is a way to fix it. You will undo everything, and on the screen you press U to reveal these 2 parameters. Copy 2 keyframes again, and at the same time I will display all the other groups manually and paste again. That way, our windows will keep their exact position while having the scale motion just like group 1. To generate a sense of randomness, you can press U. Here I will move the 2 keyframes to make the different timing. But if you are lazy, then you can just leave it at that. If you want to be more meticulous, then you can drag each keyframe like this. Alright, I will toggle this alpha, and we have the city appears and reveal the small windows like this. Quite interesting, right? But the city outline is not done yet. Previously I said that when we rotate like the text go, then it will be cut on both sides. So I display group 1 content, select the path like this. You can see that if we convert shape to vector, we have a lot of paths, like path 1, path 2, and even merge path. Actually, path 2 and merge path won't be needed, so you can delete those two and your shapes won't be affected. I will go to path and I will move these points far away. Next, I will also parent the windows to the city outlines. I copy the rotation of Bitexco and then press Ctrl V like this, and you have the rotation property. Here I will also change its position, just as we did with the previous layers. Remember to set it to linear. Okay. I also copy the code in the rotation property into the position. Let's try this. And then trim the two here, and I move the window inside a bit. Let's watch our motion again. As for Bitexco, I can drag it inside like this. If you do correctly, you have a motion like this. I will set to a low resolution to make preview faster. It's not done yet. We will still have to animate the sun and the clouds falling down like in the sample that I have demonstrated. I will select the sun cloud to color white and trim it back like this. I will press Ctrl D to duplicate it, drag them to the top, drag the timeline up to 5 seconds and trim it. Here I will delete this position property, we don't really need it. Then right where the sea level drop is also where the clouds and the sun fall as well. Drag to around this time, fall down like this. The cloud is here, the white cloud is here. And you will also use this code. Remember to decrease the parameter and then copy it to the clouds and the sun. A bit quite slow, so you drag the keyframe forward to make it faster. I do the same with the rotation properties of each layer. You just rotate randomly, and I will also apply the code to these rotation properties and move them randomly. If you are not satisfied with the cloud's position, you can adjust it. Just move it until you feel it fits our motion. Alright, I forgot to tell you that the anchor point of the sun is a little bit weird. It doesn't stay at the center, so when you rotate it, it looks like that. So we have to redo it. Remember, before doing anything, you need to consider the anchor point. I'll toggle up this position, move the anchor point to the center, and click position. Fixing this will be quick. Drag it up like this, and it rotates when falling down. I will increase its rotation as well as the rotation of the clouds and the sun when going up. Make it shake a bit harder like this.